If you're wondering how can I sustain happiness while living a regular human life, this video is for you. Today I'll be sharing one of my biggest learnings that came out of my 20s. Hi everyone, I'm Sonam Mahajan, a certified mindfulness teacher and life coach. Welcome to Yellow Door Talks, Wisdom for the Human Life. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. And this is a new YouTube channel, so if this content is useful for you, please do share it ahead. Thank you very much. Like many of you, I had several goals in my 20s, some of which I achieved, some which I didn't achieve. Now, when I achieved my goals, I would feel happy. When I didn't achieve my goals, I wouldn't feel as happy. And even though I had mental models and coping mechanisms in place for the times when life didn't turn out my way, I would still experience happiness as an up and down. It would always be transient. However, what got me to really pause was when I actually achieved some of my deepest, truest goals that I thought would set me free. And it didn't. Happiness was still transient. And that's when I really paused and asked myself, life turned out the way I wanted it to. I achieved what I wanted to. And if this is not bringing me sustained happiness, what will? And so I experimented, and here's what I did. I redirected my entire focus from my goals to the process of achieving my goal. Now, I didn't stop setting goals. I didn't stop having a vision for what I wanted to achieve. But once I did have that goal or vision in place, I parked it aside, and thereafter I dedicated myself to the process, to the intentions of my goals, of my vision. Now, there's a very good reason that this video isn't 2 minutes long. We're all so used to hacks, quick fixes to our problems, and this isn't one of them. But I promise you, this is a game changer in life. So stick with me till the end of this video as I illustrate to you the power of process and how it deeply links to us experiencing sustained happiness. Now, let's understand this with an example of two people. Now, here we have Lulu, who is goal-oriented, and here we have Lala, who is process-oriented. Now, both Lulu and Lala have the same goal, which is to get their ideal job in their ideal company. Now, a very realistic scenario for Lulu could be that she's working on this goal alongside a health goal, alongside a relationship goal, and there's a lot of overwhelm in prioritization, in timelines. She's feeling stressed out, she's confused, she's overworked. She's also feeling a lot of fear. She's also comparing herself, and of course social media. That creates lack of confidence, that creates uncertainty, and overall her goal seems really far out. And that is likely to keep her either stuck or she's going to give up. And that of course creates a lot of unhappiness for her. Now, let's look at the best case possibility for Lulu. Let's assume she gets the help that she needs and she figures her way through all of these challenges that we just talked about. Right now, she has a clear plan of action. She does what it takes in terms of perhaps networking, applying for the job, preparing for the interviews, and she does that with discipline, consistency, and all of that hard work. And she goes and aces the interviews. Now, there are two possibilities. One, that she gets the job, and two, that she doesn't get the job. Now, because Lulu is a goal-oriented person, her metric of success is achieving the goal. So if she doesn't get the job, she's going to be unhappy because she didn't meet her goal. And if she gets the job, she's likely to be happy for a week, a day, or an hour, and that's it. On to the next goal, and happiness is the moving target once again. Now let's look at Lala, who is process-oriented. Now let's assume Lala faces the exact same realistic scenario and the exact same best-case scenario as Lulu. What is the difference then? The difference is that Lala is process-oriented, and hence her metric of success is the process. It's the daily steps that she takes towards moving towards her goal. So what does it mean when I say Lala is process-oriented? What does process really look like? It means that Lala is focusing on how much she's learning, growing, how much she's improving, on her capacity for acceptance of what's happening in her life, tapping into what's most emergent. She's being open, she's working on being creative, she's also working on her self-awareness to close blind spots, to enhance her strengths, and working through self-limiting behaviors. She's also working hard to align her actions to her value system. What is it that she stands for? What does she care about? And because her focus is on learning and strengthening her game, it's very likely that in a realistic scenario, as we saw earlier, she doesn't give up and she works towards her goal. Now let's look at the best case scenario for Lala. Now similar to Lulu, she aces her interview, she's prepped and she's done everything that she could. Now there's two possibilities. One, that she gets the job, and the second, that she doesn't get the job. Now here's the fun bit. Even though Lala cares about the goal, she cares about the job, and of course, she worked really hard for it. You saw the process she underwent, and by no means is that an easy process. However, because her metric of success is this process itself, she is not attached to the outcome. Her happiness is not attached to whether she gets that job or she doesn't get that job. So whether or not she achieves her goal, she has built a robust, grounded self that is confident and capable of achieving not just this goal, but perhaps even a goal bigger than she could think of. Sustained happiness comes from this process of working inside out. When you engage with the process of today, tomorrow, day after, in learning, in becoming, that fuels joy, that takes you towards your goals and your visions. Sean Aker, a Harvard professor, talks about the research behind this in his book, The Happiness Advantage. Check it out. So what's the bottom line? Achieving your goals is a false metric of success. If this were true, all the successful, rich, famous people would be happy, and we know that is not a fact. Think of the law of diminishing returns. Very simply put, the more you have of something, the lesser its value becomes. So as long as we're talking about a deeper, sustained sense of happiness and fulfillment, one of the very real ways of experiencing this is to really engage with the process of your goals and with the process of life itself. This isn't easy, but then nothing good came easy either. Happiness doesn't come from what you do, it comes from how you do it. It really isn't about the external stuff, it's all about the internal stuff. And life is a constant work in progress. You can really start to enjoy the nature of life itself once you start engaging with the process of life as it unfolds. So that's all for today. Hope this was useful. I wish you all lots of happiness, and please do share with us your feedback in the comments below. If you have any questions or would like to know more, of course, write to me in the email again given below. And like, share, subscribe, and help us grow. Thank you so much.